Hi everybody, one of the most common questions I get every time there's a new release for DayZ is where do I get the vanilla files? Where do I get the vanilla mission files for Xbox, PlayStation or PC? And the answer is there's a few ways to get them, but one of the best places to get them is when Bohemia Interactive update their GitHub repository. So this is what you're seeing here, and I'll put a link in the description below the video to this collection of files. So this has got all of the mission files for Chernerus and Livonia, which is the Enoch ones. Now you don't need to own DayZ to go and download these. It's not the game files. It's just the bits that the game looks at to figure out how it's how it's going to actually play. And to get the files, all you do is you click on the code button, click on download zip. You'll end up with a zip file. You extract the zip file. Then when you go into it, there we go. So we've got DayZ offline.Chernerus plus, and we go in there. So you've got all the mission files there. There you go. You've got your events.xml and all that sort of stuff. So whenever there's an update, you can go here. Or if you've managed to mess up your original files, then they're all in here as well. So you can then edit them and play around with them, and then get your files working as they should. And let's say, so for example, then let's go into a Nitrado server. One of the other things you could do to get the vanilla files is if you scroll down here, you can say reset mission XML to default. If you tick that and click save changes and restart your folder, restart your server, all of the files will be set back to default XML. Just remember, if you do that, it will get rid of any of the XMLs that you've edited. So be careful doing that. You'll have to start again if you haven't got backup copies. And if you're working from the files that you've downloaded from Bohemia Interactive GitHub, remember you can just go into your file browser. You can go into the missions folder, go into Chernerus or Enoch, depending if it's Chernerus or if it's Livonia, and then down the bottom you've got the upload the file that way. Another way you can get the files, I won't show you here, but the other way of doing it is if you subscribe to DayZ server on Steam for the PC, and that comes free with a copy of DayZ. That will download the latest mission files with it as well, because it needs them to work. So that's one way of doing it. And the other file actually you might need is the server configuration file, the server DayZ.cfg, I think it's normally called. If you're running a local server, you may well need a copy of this. If you haven't got one, or if you've messed up your one, or if you're running a server on a host other than Nitrado, you may well want this. So if you're running a PC server, for example, on Nitrado, this is what you see when you enable expert settings. You're going into the ServerDz.cfg file. On console, we don't actually have access to it. What you are editing is when you're in the settings and you're editing this sort of stuff, so the host name, server time multiplier night, and all that sort of stuff. That's actually the way on console that we're editing the server DZ.config file. That's what that is there. And I'm sure pretty soon Adam and his team will give us access to advanced settings on console, and then we'll have probably under settings you'll have advanced settings, which will get you straight into ServerDz.config. So there we go. That is how you get the vanilla files for 1.15. It's always the same. The only catch is that sometimes BI, they take a few days normally to update the GitHub repository. Normally doesn't happen on the day of release of the new update. So one of the things I would say is if you want it really fast, the fastest way of getting it is by buying a copy of DayZ on Steam for PC, and then making sure that you download the server. Remember, you don't have to use it, and then when it gets updated, it will download the mission files straight away as soon as 1.15 comes out. So there we go. Hopefully you found that useful. There's the mission files and there's the server files. Again, links in the description below the video, and I'll see you again soon.